I want to quickly talk to you about fulfillment and e-commerce fulfillment, or just fulfillment in general. And I want to compare and contrast three players in this sector. So we have ShipBob, we have ShipNetwork, and we have Red Stag Fulfillment. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So I want to first start with ShipBob. So when you think about ShipBob, I want you to think about a platform that actually is focusing on e-commerce fulfillment. And the platform, as a matter of fact, was created by entrepreneurs who have extensive experience in e-commerce fulfillment, and it's one of the most popular and fastest growing fulfillment solutions available for merchants of all sizes, no matter where they sell. Okay, so what are the pros and cons of ShipBob? The pros first: you have express shipping program. This is really good. You have international shipping services, custom branding and packaging, and there are no minimum orders, so this is really good. And you have more than 35 US locations and more internationally. So this is really fantastic. What about the cons here? So basically, we have seen reports of very slow customer service, and there have been reports of items being lost or sent late. So the company is actually launched in 2013, and they've been in existence for more than 10 years. And in the last 10 years, they've been kicking ass like crazy. Okay, so when you think about the ShipBob, I want you to think about proprietary software that's free for all ShipBob customers. And this software integrates with major e-commerce platforms such as Shopify and BigCommerce, and they are working also on WooCommerce. And the dashboard makes it very easy to keep track of your inventory, orders, and shipments. You have international shipping available to over 200 countries, 225 countries. You have B2B and wholesale services. So I'm talking here about pallet preparation. We have freight quotes, and those are available. You can use a custom branding for your boxes. So this is really good in terms of flexibility. And ShipBob can perform kitting if needed, and no minimum order volume is required. So this is really cool. If you have to think about what kind of services that ShipBob has versus the opposition. So while ShipBob is one of the best fulfillment companies, their software can be difficult to understand, and we've seen many reviews complaining about mistakes and slow customer support. Just to be aware of that. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let's talk about the pricing sort of structure. So ShipBob's pricing is now custom built, but it's one of those things where they want you to contact them for you to request a quote. But we do have some insights from when they previously advertised pricing. So for receiving, they're charging you $25 to $30 for the first 2 hours, then $40 per hour afterwards. For storage, we are speaking about $40 per pallet per month, $10 per shelf per month, $5 per bin per month. For pick and pack, free for the first 4 picks, then 20 cents per pick afterwards. For standard packaging, you have free plain boxes, mailers, tape, and dunnage used to pack orders. Shipping really varies based on destination, weight, dimensions, shipping service, and more. And if you want to know how much ShipBob will cost you ultimately, you have to request a quote, okay? And the ShipBob team will take they'll take the 5 services that I mentioned a little earlier into consideration while drafting your personalized quote, okay? So what are the 5 services? Once again, receiving, storage, pick and pack, standard packaging, and shipping. The bottom line here is that ShipBob offer international shipping outside of the US. So they can ship orders to more than 225 countries and territories. So quotes for international shipping are available upon request. And so they have also international fulfillment centers in the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, and Europe. So this is what it is. And it's one of those things where you have to see what works for you. They actually fulfill B2B, wholesale, and EDI orders. Not a problem. So again, the possibilities are endless. ShipBob can fulfill automated EDI compliant orders, as well as larger wholesale B2B orders at an additional cost, including labeling, prepaid, pallet preparation, freight quote, and more. And there are some shipping carriers that ShipBob negotiates rates with. So they have bulk discounts from UPS, USPS, FedEx, and DHL for both domestic and international rates across different service levels. and they will pass those savings on to you. At least that's their promise. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are talking about e-commerce or just fulfillment in general, and we're comparing and contrasting ShipBob versus ShipNetwork versus Red Stag Fulfillment. I want to talk to you now about ShipNetwork. So this is the second player here. ShipNetwork is a spin-off service that allows you to piggyback off an e-commerce platform's existing infrastructure. It's formerly known as Rakuten Logistics. So just in case you were sort of familiar with Rakuten back in the days, and ShipNetwork is the most popular e-commerce site in Japan, and they have 15 fulfillment centers in the U.S. So this is kind of cool. Let's quickly go through the pros and cons of this player so we have a clear idea how they actually play the game. So the pros first. So you have 15 fulfillment centers in the US. You have integrations with many e-commerce platforms. You have a player that supports a wide range of products, including nutraceuticals to hazmat materials. So that's really good. What about the cons here? Well, they do have high minimums, and there have been reports of slow customer service. Okay. So ShipNetwork actually launched in 2001. So they have extensive experience in when it comes to fulfillment in general, and they have a large warehouse network that allow the company to provide high quality service. And ShipNetwork actually guarantees 100% order accuracy and 100% order turnaround by the next business day. Next business day, think about that. And with its infrastructure, the company can provide 2-day ground shipping to 98% of the US. And they really integrate with important e-commerce platforms like Shopify, ShipStation, and Walmart, among others. They can receive a wider array of products from Amazon MCF and can store clothes, electronics, cosmetics, nutraceuticals, and hazmat materials and products. And they also have refrigeration facilities, though they can't store medical grade pharmaceuticals. And note that ShipNetwork does have an order volume minimum of 250 orders per month. So smaller stores may not be able to use this service. And their customer service also claims to resolve all problems within 9 hours, which may be slow for some sellers and customers. But hey, it is what it is. Let's talk about pricing here. So as you can see on the screen here with ShipNetwork, they want you to really contact them also and to request a quote. Okay, it's kind of similar to ShipBob. They want you to contact them, and they don't provide the pricing information on their website. You have to request a quote from the team. And so custom pricing is important for ShipNetwork. Why? Because they really understand that the needs of their clients are varied, and there is no one size fits all fulfillment model. So they actually pivot to accommodate the unique needs of their clients based on factors such as order value, average product weights and size, SKU mix, inventory storage, specialized processes including product handling and packing, and more. And they also have a tiered approach to pricing that allows them to scale your profit as you scale your business. And ShipNetwork offers e-commerce retailers significant cost savings as their business grows. And so if you actually ship with ShipNetwork, you can save on both fulfillment and shipping cost. And this is really cool. And you are able to save somewhere from 10 to 15 to 20%. So when we talk about pricing, and I mean, when you call ShipNetwork, they will actually do a deep dive into your product shipping and handling requirements. They will work through the factors mentioned a little earlier, as well as what a typical order looks like and how you want it to be packed and shipped. And they will make recommendations to cut down on cost with optimized packaging and increase the speed of delivery for your customers, and with optimized the ship method. So that's really cool. So you have a consultant, if you will. So that's really, so everything happens during the discovery call. And following a discovery call, they'll put together a proposal for fulfillment services based on the information gathered. And the proposal will be broken down into two sections. So you have fulfillment service pricing and shipping service pricing. And included in your pricing are monthly order value ranges that allow you to further save on fulfillment cost, as your business grows. And this proposal will be reviewed with you to ensure that our expectations are fully aligned with your business's best interests. So this is really what it is. And after a while, if you're comfortable with the price, then go ahead and just sign up with them. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about ShipBob versus ShipNetwork versus Red Stag Fulfillment. I want to talk to you now about Red Stag Fulfillment. This is the third player into this conversation. So when you think about Red Stag Fulfillment, I want you to think about automation, okay? And we love the fact that they are basically trying to automate everything, especially when it comes to order fulfillment. And we're talking about automation when it comes to picking, when it comes to packing, when it comes to shipping, when it comes to storage, and when it comes to product return operations, okay? What are the pros and cons of this player? I want to first talk about the pros. Short-term contracts are available, and Red Stag Fulfillment is good for oversized, high-value, or fragile products. And they have inconvenience fees to ensure fast shipment times. What about the cons here? There are high minimums. This is not suitable for lightweight items, and they only have 2 locations. They're working on there are a number of locations, but right now they don't have a lot of locations. And so if the company doesn't unload your shipments within 48 hours of arriving at this facility, Red Stag Fulfillment will pay you $50 for the inconvenience, okay? So if an order is not shipped according to your service level, next business day, 3 p.m. cutoff or 5 p.m. cutoff, you don't need to pay for that shipment and you will receive $50. And if the company ships the wrong item or the incorrect number of items, it will fix the mistake, not charge you for the shipment, and pay you $50. So you can see that you have a series of inconvenience fees that are really there to ensure not only fast shipment times, but also proper shipments, okay? Also, Red Stag Fulfillment guarantees no shrinkage and takes full responsibility for any damage that happens in its warehouse. So this is really good. And the company's handling policies make them the best, make it the best for oversized, fragile, and higher value items. And Red Stag Fulfillment is able to reach 99.9% of Americans within 3 days and 97% within 1 to 2 days. So this is just fantastic. So when we talk about Red Stag Fulfillment, what are we talking about here? We are talking about a very ideal solution for smaller stores as well as big stores, because there are no long-term contracts and no order minimums. And Red Stag Fulfillment specializes in handling and shipping large, bulky items. And while they can ship lightweight items, you will still pay for handling services that will be more valuable for heavy products. Their software also has some hiccups, and it's not the easiest platform to use. That's what we have seen at least. And so you can see on the screen here that they only have 2 fulfillments, what they call fulfillment logistics centers, and other players have more. When you think about ShipBob or you think about ShipNetwork, you have way more. For instance, ShipNetwork has 15, and ShipBob has 35. So Red Stag Fulfillment doesn't really disclose their pricing information, but they offer a 30-day risk-free trial period for all signups. They claim to have a straightforward pricing model, but you need to talk to their team to find out the specifics, okay? And it's one of those things where you never know what you will get, actually. So basically, when we talk about the pricing, we're talking about inventory accuracy, on-time fulfillment, order accuracy, and US-based client service, okay? And but their warehouse location, once again, warehouse locations are 2. They have for the East Coast fulfillment services and 3PL warehouse, they have and this is for Knoxville, Tennessee, and the West Coast fulfillment services and the 3PL warehouse, they have the center is in Salt Lake City in Utah. So it is what it is. But overall, you have a great player that's really that's really adapting to the changing e-commerce landscape that we have seen. What we love about Red Stag Fulfillment is that they're constantly adapting to a changing era. Like recently, they really integrated their software into their software drop shipping logistics. So this is really good. So they were able to expand their services to drop shippers across the globe. So that's really fantastic. We love that a lot, and they're constantly sort of increasing their offers. So nowadays they're offering way more than drop shipping fulfillment. They do e-commerce fulfillment. They do WPS fulfillment. They do a first mile, second mile, middle mile, last mile, and so on and so forth. So that's really good. So what is the overview here? So when we talk about ShipBob versus ShipNetwork versus Red Stag Fulfillment, which one should you go for? But before I actually give you the answer to that question, you need to really understand that when we talk about e-commerce fulfillment, it's one of those things where you have to really understand it's all about revenue management, but it's also about client relationship management, CRM, because how fast you ship your products, how you handle the packaging, how you handle the labeling, how you handle all those things. Those have an important element when it comes to revenue management and customer loyalty. Okay, so you have to ask a few questions before you select your order fulfillment company. How many warehouses do you have in your network? How much space do your warehouses have? Where are your warehouses located? This is very important because you want to look for a distributed warehouse network. The more spread out they are, the better the coverage. If they only have warehouses on the West Coast, how will your orders quickly arrive in Michigan or New York, for instance, right? Because you want warehouses close to your historical demand. That's really important in terms of matching the demand to the geography. That's really important. And so the bottom line here is what? The bottom line is that it's all about reducing the distance traveled for inbound going to a fulfillment center and outbound going to customer. You also want to ask the provider, what are your minimums, right? Larger order fulfillment companies sometimes require their customers to meet a minimum order threshold, so they may not be an option for smaller stores. And length of contract is another concern. Ideally, you want to avoid getting locked into a long-term contract. A month-to-month plan gives you the flexibility to switch to a new solution quickly should your circumstances change. But don't rule out long-term plans by default, as they can still be flexible if there are minimal penalties for leaving the arrangement. You also want to know what is your policy for lost or damaged items, especially if you're dealing with pretty rare items. You also want to know what is your policy for shipping mistakes. So mistakes happen. You want to know also the kind of services that they offer in the end so that you have a clear idea what's really happening. So long story short, when you analyze ShipBob versus ShipNetwork versus Red Stag Fulfillment, you want to pay attention to warehousing and storage. You want to pay attention to picking and packing, shipping. You want to pay attention to order management, inventory management, returns management, rural fulfillment centers. Those are really important elements. So those will really give you an idea of what your cost will be in the end. So this is our decision, or our winner, if you will. ShipBob versus ShipNetwork versus Red Stag Fulfillment. Which one should you go for? Pretty simple. If you're looking for a fulfillment service with the larger network, you want to go with ShipNetwork. Sorry, you want to go with the ShipBob. ShipBob is actually the better when it comes to the broader network. If you're looking for a service that it's available internationally, especially in the all-important market of Japan, then you want to go with ShipNetwork. ShipNetwork has 15 fulfillment centers. ShipBob has 35. And if you are looking for a fulfillment center for a large and bulky items, you want to go with Red Stag Fulfillment. They have only 2 fulfillment centers, but they can handle your large and bulky items, not a problem. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I want to quickly recap to this conversation. So I talked to you about ShipBob versus ShipNetwork versus Red Stag Fulfillment, and I did the review, the overview, and now the winner. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.